Local radio brings people together like never before.
It's a beautiful hometown weekend out there. We've got
your local stations keep you informed and involved with music, talk shows, and real-time news updates you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters, connecting you to what matters most. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress to support your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
We are CRN. Stay tuned. We're live in 3 minutes. We're live in 2 minutes. We are CRN. Stay tuned. We're live in 1 minute. Seconds until showtime. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Look at you go. The one-trip grocery champ, snooze button resistor, master sock matcher. We know the daily grind can be tough, but amidst the hustle, we see you conquer it all. And at Scooter's Coffee, we believe it's the little wins that deserve some big moments of joy. So go on, embrace that tiny triumph. You master parallel parker you. Take that victory lap and savor the sweet taste of success. Scooter's Coffee, you didn't just order it, you earned it.
Vinson's Pub+Eatery on 800 East Main Street has been a go-to destination for the Clayton Comets community and everybody of C-Town. Vinson's Pub+Eatery takes care of all of your food and beverage needs for weekly specials, appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, the entrees, the Vinson special salads. Hey, do you like the desserts? I do too. Side desserts, delicious beverages, from soda products, sweet tea, and yes, even your adult beverages. Big screen televisions cover all the action with your favorite sporting events. And the home of Comets Football Weekly every Tuesday night for Vinson's Pub+Eatery. 800 East Main Street. Tell them the Community Radio Network sent you. Vinson's Pub+Eatery. Good food, good fun, and go Comets! Eastern Technical Design Incorporated provides design and drafting services for commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Services include architectural renderings, preliminary plan design, as well as final construction drawings. These drawings include all the necessary structural, building, plumbing, and mechanical electrical plans as required to produce and deliver a finished building and/or structure. This company is proudly owned by LFRL's Tracy Brown. Eastern Technical Design. Contact them today at 252-245-1599 or email them at easterntechnicaldesign@gmail.com. Commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Eastern Technical Design is the perfect plan for your building needs.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The following is an exclusive broadcast presentation of the Community Radio Network. We are CRN. More details at wearecrn.com.
We have been on the air since August the 19th, live from Vinson's Pub+Eatery, located on 800 East Main Street in Clayton, with, of course, our weekly program to set the stage for what goes on for Friday Night Lights with Comets Football Weekly. Since its inception, this will probably be the biggest Comets Football Weekly we have had thus far. If you didn't know, the Comets beat the Cardinal Gibbons Crusaders 35-32 on Thursday night to lock up the Eastern Regional Championship, and for the first time since 1989, go to state. We preview last week's win and preview Grimsley and Clayton for the state championship with the coach, Scott Chadwick, as always. We also have special guest analysts from CRN, including Robbie Morrell, Blake Robertson, Kim Winslow, Braxton Cutchin, and so many more. And the players join us, including the drive that led us to state with Aiden Smalls and Parker Ferguson. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. Comets Football Weekly starts right now.
Comets Country, it's time. Are you ready? From football to basketball, baseball, softball, and lacrosse, and even volleyball to soccer, and so much more. From the diamond to the field and the court, it's time for Clayton Comets Athletics. And we are now on the air for broadcast coverage exclusively on CRN, the Community Radio Network.
And we are live inside Vinson's Pub+Eatery, and we have got a packed house. Y'all make some noise. You ready? My goodness. Loving it. Coach Scott Chadwick joins me alongside first segment for Robbie Morrell. And Coach, I guess let's get it started. Clayton's going to state. You said when we started Comets Football Weekly back in August, the goal's to play December football. Wanting to play in Thanksgiving. You accomplished that. Now you're one game away from Clayton getting a state championship, something that's not happened in 36 years.
Yeah, that was our goal. You go back to team camp, first night of team camp, we talked about what our goals were going to be, and playing in this game was the goal to get to this point, playing in the state championship game. And, like I said in some of the interviews I did yesterday, I think people on the outside would look at that and think that was a bit of a lofty goal, considering, again, it's been a lot of years since we've been there, number one. And number two, as good as we've been the last couple of years, we really weren't close to getting to this point. So I think people thought that was a lofty goal, but myself and our guys felt like it was something that we could achieve. And here we are.
Going to be a big one, obviously. Friday night, Keenan Stadium, the home of the UNC Tar Heels, kickoff at 8 o'clock with the Grimsley Whirlies. And Robbie, I bring you in as he's going to be joining us with Mark Coates in the coverage of state, but obviously it is so special that Friday night it's going to be Clayton and Grimsley. And I was telling a lot of people this. I think we're going to have a much different game for the Grimsley Whirlies than what we played in the last couple of seasons about 4 or 5 years ago when we played them.
Yeah, you look at past history, and you can do one of two things: whether you can dwell on it or you can just step away from it. And you look back at some of those things, you learn from it, and I think it's absolutely going to be a different football game because it's a totally different football team that they're going to be facing. They got some good athletes, Coach knows that, and he's preparing the team for those athletes. But so do we. We've got some superior athletes on both sides of the football, and that to me, watching a little bit of Grimsley this past week, I was watching on some Max Prep stuff, and it looks to me like they're very athletic, but we may athletic these guys on both sides of football total, Coach. When you look at it, there's a lot of good players on both sides.
Well, I mean, they're the 15th ranked team in the country.
They are, yeah,
that's right.
They're pretty formidable. We certainly have our work cut out for us, but they have their stars, and their stars are surrounded by some really good high school football players. So there's a reason why at the 7A, 8A level of high school football in North Carolina, which I think is as good as there is in the East Coast, these guys have kind of been the standard bearer for the last few years. With that said, we ended somebody's 61-game winning streak a few weeks ago. We went to Cardinal Gibbons.
Y'all can make some noise if you want to. Go ahead. Don't be shy.
We went to Cardinal Gibbons and won at Cardinal Gibbons in a regional final, which, I'm sure very few people gave us a chance to do. So as we've fought the Lions and the Bears already, so we will gladly take on this giant.
The Twister, the Whirlies, if you will. So, hey, listen, this will be the third time that the Comets and the Grimsley Whirlies have met one another. Obviously, a couple of years ago, they played each other and in a split between away games at Jamison Stadium in Greensboro, and then the following year at Clayton, and they were losses. One of the good improvements was that Clayton was able to score touchdowns on them in the second game, and obviously we're looking forward to this one. This team is 14-0. The Grimsley Whirlies are. They're the number one team in the state of North Carolina for 7A, number 15 in the nation. As Coach Scott Chadwick said, Comets are number 3. They defeated the number 1 Cardinal Gibbons Crusaders last Friday night and Thursday night. Coach, I got to get your. Let's go back to 4 or 5 days ago. The emotion you felt. I remember literally seeing at one time Jackie was on the camera and she zoomed, but she's trying to see the game, and we're trying to catch Aiden Smalls make the interception to end it and seal the deal. But there was a moment where Kim chimed in as our All-State sideline reporter. She said, Coach Chadwick is knelt over. Carson Jones has just got his hand on his back, just kind of consoling him, if you will. I mean, what a well, I mean, it's just what I'm saying is just anticipating whatever the moment's going to be, anticipating whatever's going to happen from that moment, basically.
Going into the last play, Carson and I were just standing there, just kind of, thinking, we just need to make one more play. And, it was Carson, we talked about, we had a timeout left, and he reminded me, he's like, we have a timeout left. I'm like, I know, trust me, because the last time we faced the Hail Mary 2 years ago, I didn't call a timeout. So I wasn't going to let that happen this time. So we took the timeout, and, I just took my headset off because I knew this was going to be it. And,
well, I got to say, Coach, watching some of that emotion after the game was over, and that was, to see the way the team reacted, but more
was very emotional.
Yeah, I got to tell you, my eyes were on you, and sometimes we do things we do or do not remember. So I don't know, but at the end of the celebration, you ran and jumped into the arms of someone. And I don't remember who that was, but I was like, son. Oh, well, okay, great. So I looked down and I'm going, what a moment. That's the kind of moment that you want to have. And after 25 years of coaching, you've experienced a little bit of that before, winning the state championship over at Myers Park.
I didn't win at Myers Park.
Or where you won your title in Charlotte. So, when you get that moment with your son out there, tell me a little bit about that, because I've experienced some of that, but never to that level that you have.
I think when you grow up in a coach's family and you've done this for years and years and years, your kids and certainly, Beth are the ones that understand everything that goes into this. And, Tyler was my, when I won a state championship in Maryland, he was the ball boy at 7, 8 years old, whatever it was. He was there on the sidelines for the other 2 state championship games that I coached in. But I think more than anybody, he understands, and this is what I told the players on Saturday, getting to that level and winning and getting to state, it's hard. Like it is very hard. When he was my quarterback, we won 10 games every year. This is the last 8 years that I've been a head coach. I've won at least 10 games every year, 7 out of 8 years. I had a generational. You don't have to clap for me. You're good. I had a generational quarterback at Myers Park. I had a pretty good one here in John Montague a couple of years ago, and didn't make it with those guys. Yeah, did not make it with those guys, and so it's hard. And I think probably Tyler more than anybody and understands that, and I think that was kind of the emotion of him and I, having to understanding what it takes to get to that point.
Yeah, it was awesome to see, and then just to see the players hugging each other, and then on the other side of the football, obviously there's disappointment, from Gibbons' side, but they look at it, they played a tough game. It was a tremendous game, back and forth. I'll tell you that I didn't think it was going to be 67 points scored. But then you turn around, and the way that you guys answered, the way that you led the team to answer after going up by 10 and then going down a little bit. Tell me about some of the sideline activities, just to say, hey guys, we're still here, we're still in this thing. How'd you get them going back again?
Well, again, I thought our resiliency all night was great. We had some adversity, we came right back from it. I loved the fact that after they ran the kickoff back for a touchdown. Real smart move on my part to decide to kick it deep. We didn't score on the next offensive drive, but we got first downs, we drove, and then we punted and put them, deep in their own territory. So even though we didn't score, we did still kind of change the momentum a little bit. And God love them for running a fake punt inside their 10-yard line.
Yeah.
That was great. Thank you.
Surely a questionable call, but thanks, Coach Wright.
So thank you that they decided to run a fake punt inside the 10 and run it right at Keyshawn Stansel. So that was great for us. And then even then, but right then, we get the big break there, and we get and we score on the first play.
Correct.
We score on the first play. And then obviously we give up the 2 scores there in the fourth quarter. Probably defensively, that fourth quarter was not probably our best moment. But we get the ball back with,
221,
221, and we had 2 timeouts, and, just went in the huddle and said, all right, hey, let's go. And obviously, at that point, you want to try to put the ball in number 2's hands as much as you can, and give him a chance. And he made a couple plays. Parker made 2 or 3 really good plays.
That drive with under 2 minutes remaining.
Well, the other thing is they blitzed. They did everything, and our offensive line picked up everything.
Yeah,
the offensive line did a great job on that drive. Probably their best night overall, probably as good as night. We had almost 300 yards rushing. So that drive will go down in Comet annals, for forever.
Yep.
And I know Parker and Aiden will be up here. I can chime in when they get up here about the timeout before the last play. But that play in and of itself will obviously go down in history here. And that drive will certainly go down, but that play will go down. And I'm just when the ball went in the air and it's in the air, I was screaming, all right, we got the pass interference call, good. We got interference, and then I was like, oh my God, he caught it.
Yeah,
he actually caught it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, then it was like running to get everybody off didn't want to get a penalty, so I was running down trying to get everybody off the field.
Yeah.
So,
but it was interesting because during the middle of the game, and I had said while we were doing the game that 17's got to get a little bit more involved.
Yeah, you did.
But it's almost like they took him away a little bit in the middle of the football game, so that Parker did get open. But like the last drive or the last couple drives, he found a way. Aiden scrambles to the right. Parker comes all the way across the field to hit that, get on the sideline there. Great job by Aiden to get over there, and great job by Parker to be in his throwing lane to get the football. So it kind of looked like they took him away a little bit in the middle. But how'd you get him back involved in that Q4 to say, hey, 2 and 17, we got to go to work?
I mean, I don't know if there was anything specific that we did. We're obviously very confident in Parker, but we're very confident in Tyler Campbell and D'Angelo,
absolutely,
and Austin Dalton and Rivers. So I don't know that there was a point of emphasis to specifically get the ball to Parker until the last play. That was something we did specifically call that play in the huddle, but. I just think it ended up being his time, and he made the plays there when we needed them. One of those other guys could have done the same thing.
Sure.
It was just him that we targeted. Again, the biggest thing at that point is when you get in that situation, you want to give your best players the chance to make plays, and that's why we put it in Aiden's hands and let him do his thing.
Yeah. From a total player standpoint, what we see up in the box and everything is that we see probably man for man the most athletic this team has been in a long time. Now, you mentioned Jonathan, you mentioned other guys you've had over the years, but when you look across the board, this is a team that is extremely athletic. And when you've got guys like 1 and 43 and these guys with Noah and Robertson and those guys, and then you mentioned D'Angelo and those guys, everybody is extremely athletic, so it puts pressure on a defense to figure out what they want to do. They want to double this guy. They want to bracket this guy. What do they want to do? So when you look at that, you just make the adjustments during the game and say, hey, this is what they're doing. Let's go to work.
Well, I think the other night we had a pretty good feeling that they weren't real respectful of Aiden's ability to throw the ball. They pretty much said it, and so we knew we were going to have to make plays in the passing game, and we did.
Yeah,
and I think they respected his ability to throw it after the game.
A little bit after that, and run it as well. So yeah. I'm not sure, Coach, if you had a 3-and-out all night. I don't know if we had a 3-and-out. We may have had one.
I don't
think we had one. And that's, you mentioned that a minute ago when they returned the kickoff, for a tutty, and then you come right back on offense and move the ball down the field and flip the field. If you'd have gone 3-and-out right then and had to punt, we're in trouble.
No question.
We're definitely in trouble.
No question. And that's why I always say you don't have to score every possession for it to be a productive possession. And that was an extremely productive possession, even though we didn't score. First of all, we calmed things down.
Yeah.
We calmed things down. We got a little bit of the, let everybody just take a deep breath. And again, Nate punts the ball down there, and Braden Probst, pins the thing down there, inside the 5, and the defense does a great job of keeping them down there.
Yeah.
And I'm as the ball is being snapped, I'm talking to Charles about where to line up, and I'm communicating with Charles, and I look down, I'm like, what the heck just happened? And somebody's like, they ran a fake, and I'm like, my first thought was, oh crap. And they're like, no, we stopped them. And I was like, oh, all right.
Okay, that's a good thing.
We'll take it at the 7.
Yeah.
I want to bring up a couple of other people as we try to quickly have a fast first segment. Coming up, obviously, the players, NC State signee, Aiden Smalls, QB1, of course, and Parker Ferguson. I'd love for them to recap that drive when under 2 minutes remaining in the game of that win. But first off, I want to grab Blake Robertson and Braxton Cutchin. Guys, give these guys a round of applause. I think this is their first time being here for Comets Football Weekly, and they do a phenomenal job. Obviously, Blake has filled in many times in the booth with us over the years, and Braxton Cutchin, whether he's a utility guy. I tell people that whether I wish I could have him a lot more than I could whenever he's available. But he does sidelines. He does the booth. He does racing. He does any and everything. And obviously, we appreciate everything that they do for the team. So, Braxton, Blake, I'm going to let you ask 2 questions for the coach before we go to a break, or anything you want to say about the team or being in the state championship. And Braxton, obviously, I want Blake to go first because he's been calling this a lot longer than you have. So go ahead, Blake.
Yeah. I don't know if you got me on the mic.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been helping since a couple of coaching staffs ago.
You just come a little closer because you're reverbing the
Used
box
to do some
there.
video help. Used to help with the video some with when Coach Handy was here, and help with a couple other things. But I didn't get to see the game on Thursday. Sorry, I didn't get to see the game. Had some prior commitments, so we listened to it at home. And I just wanted, mine is mainly not a question or anything for Coach, but the enthusiasm for the CRN staff and what they brought to the game and to us at home was unreal. So give Wesley a hand there. That's what I just want to, because the enthusiasm. How many, and I don't know if Wesley knows this or Coach or anybody, how many other high schools have a radio broadcast team or that follows them like we do? How many?
From a percentage standpoint, it's probably about 15%.
Okay. That cool. And best of luck to, I know we got a lot of players here. Best of luck. And my daughter graduates this weekend, so we'll be watching and listening.
There you go.
Blake Robertson, everybody. Blake. All right, Braxton, what you got, buddy?
Yeah, I just got a couple questions. One, I was down on the sideline for the game Thursday night, and one of the things I noticed, and you kind of touched on this earlier, was the response from everybody on the team. Whenever things kind of seem to go sideways, this team seems like they trust each other a lot. There's a lot of cohesiveness. It feels like if they're put in a tough situation, they rely on their guys to go get the job done. What can you say about that?
I think you said it great. I think you said it very well. I think it is a team that very much trusts each other, and but trust is one thing to say it. You still have to have the results.
Nothing to do with.
You still have to have the results that give you that trust. Yeah. And I think over the last several weeks, there's been a lot of things that have happened. The results have been there, which have allowed that trust to really build and really be cemented. And it's been a great run. It really has been. It's been a tremendous 6 weeks. And, again, I said in some of the interviews yesterday that I was doing that I sat there at the end of the first quarter at Garner and thought, God, we may not win another damn game. and here we are several weeks later, and everybody keeps asking me what I said at the end of the first quarter of the Garner game. And, what did I say? I don't even think, did I say anything? I don't remember.
Well, can we repeat it on radio?
I mean, was there a lot of? Honestly, I didn't. I didn't holler and scream. I didn't really say much. And
no, but you said though, Coach, in the social, obviously all of the coaches were in Greensboro at the hotel on Monday, and you were there too. And one of the things that you said with high school OT, because I took the look at it and watched it, you said, and I quote, somewhere in that second quarter at Garner at Trojan Stadium, the Comet players found a way to bring everybody together, and since then it's been a ride that has not stopped yet.
Yeah, that's it. And
it's been a climb.
And we got the touchdown pass to D'Angelo there to start the second quarter. And it was like everybody took it, again, everybody took a deep breath. And from that moment on, we've been as good as anybody in the state.
One more, Braxton?
Yeah, I was just one of the things I've heard a lot about is, Grimsley, top 15 team in the country, this, that. They've got a superstar quarterback. He's going to Tennessee. You've got your own superstar over there, number 2, who seemed really composed at the end of that game. And it seemed like the whole team itself, everyone was just composed doing their job. What have you seen in practice this week to confirm that wasn't just a one-time thing and throughout the whole year?
Well, I didn't see practice yesterday because I got stuck in Greensboro all day doing all this. So I heard it was good. I see a bunch that's having fun, enjoying themselves, and a bunch that expects to go out there on Friday and play a great game. That's the goal for me. Is we get out there Friday, we're the best version of ourselves. We play great, and let's not really worry about Grimsley. Let's just worry about us. Let's worry about us going out and playing the way we're capable of playing, going out and being, again, the best version of ourselves and not worrying about the opponent. We haven't really, for several weeks now, that's really what it's been about. For the last few weeks, it's been about, let's just go play our game. Let's go be, the best we can be and not really worry about, who we're playing. And there's no reason for that to change this week.
Yeah, there's a thing back in the video with the boys at Fall with Kenny Chesney and Sean Payton and those guys, and he makes a comment during the video. He goes, "Hey, don't worry about what's in front of you." He said they just happen to be a faceless opponent that's in your way. So that's the way you got to kind of take it, like you just said, is not worry about who they are and what they've done, because again, what they've done doesn't matter. You both have done what you need to do to get to this moment on Friday.
Well, we've said for several weeks now, our best is good enough.
Yeah,
and let's just go be our best on Friday, and that's all. That's what we can control, is being our best.
And I'll take what Mark Coates normally says. Cam, I know we've said that a lot. He always says, "Win the quarter." Just don't try to rush Robbie and go out there quickly and think about the end of the rainbow. Just try to win each quarter.
Yep.
Do what you need to do, and if you do all of those things, you're going to be there at the end.
Yeah, so success will come with the results of what you do. And we talk about winning the quarter, winning that middle 8 for those, the last 4 minutes of the second quarter and the first 4 minutes of the third quarter to win that, because that's where some big momentum swings can happen. But, Coach, I know we'll get through the first segment. I appreciate you. Like I said, I'll tell you every week that we're so glad that you're here coaching the Clayton Comets here at the high school. I, too, have been here for 20 years and been through 3, 4, 5 coaching staff changes. I want to be here for 20 more and have no more coaching changes. So, and if winning Friday makes that happen for you and you stay for another 20, then great. But we appreciate what you do for the community. We got to shout out to you again tonight for being out here at Vinson's. It's the best turnout we've had all year. And so thank you for that. But Coach, again, appreciate you, respect you. And man to man, I love you for what you do with these young men. So thank you.
Thank you. This is a great place to coach high school football, I can tell you that. So,
yeah, come on now. Hey, we're not going to go to a break. We're just going to thank some of our sponsors. We want to say thank you, as always, to, by the way, Robbie Worrell, Blake Robertson, and thank you also to Braxton Cutchin. Give them a round of applause. And while I am mentioning sponsors, as we're going to not go to break, we're going to bring up the football players of NC State signee QB1 number 2, Aiden Smalls, and number 17 wide receiver. Come on up, Parker Ferguson. Come on, guys. Coverage of Comets Football Weekly presented by Scooters. Obviously, Scooters Coffee. Thank you also to the National Association of Broadcasters, Wake County Speedway, Atwell Exterior Services, Eastern Technical Design, Allstate, Vinson's Pub and Eatery. Thank you, guys. All right, so here we go. Coach said he's going to wait till they come up and give the recap of the amazing drive, because it was these two players right here with 1 minute and 47 seconds left that actually, be honest with you, it was 2:21 left to go, but to help Clayton find daylight and get the win. Aiden Smalls and Parker Ferguson, Comets Country, show some love for them. Guys, mics are on. Mics are hot. Parker, good to see you again, buddy. Aiden?
Yes, sir.
You sure they're on?
Yeah, you got to turn the button on. Turn it up. There you go. So I got Parker.
Yeah, see, it's not easy, is it?
Yeah. Come on now. Yeah. Are y'all on now?
There you go.
Good now. Well, I got to ask you guys this question before we go any further. I mean, how pumped up and excited are you ready to go for state on Friday and ready to try to give something Clayton ain't had since 1989, the state championship? Aiden, I'll let you go first, buddy.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I mean, it's like a dream, honestly. This is something me and my friends and, Aiden talked about before the season is getting to this point, when I came over, it was the whole goal was state or bust. If we didn't get to state, it was a bust of a season. And, we worked towards it. Even after our losses, we came together. We said, okay, well, we can't let those losses define us. Here we are in the States.
Oh, there's video, Aiden, where I saw where you were on Pick'em Pros, other podcasts, other media things, and you point blank said, you said, look, I've done any and everything that I think I can do in my high school career. I got one more goal, and that is to play in a state championship, and this is a reality, coming up here in the next, 72 hours?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, I did. I mean, at that point, I mean, it was early, really, really early in the year, and I knew the team that we was gonna have, and I mean, I never got to states before all my 3 years, so my fourth year I had to get there.
So, Braxton, if you can, move the camera to show the players, if you don't mind, my friend. If you could just move it back there, and when we take a break, we'll come back with the coach and all them. But obviously, that's who we have. Obviously, Aiden Smalls and Parker Ferguson joining us. All right, Coach. The drive with Aiden, what did you say to him before they came out on the field with 2:21 left to go in the fourth of that drive to go to the end zone and win the game?
I mean, I just said to the whole offense, "Hey, let's go get to a state championship. This is a drive that can define you, and let's just go do it." I don't remember what the first play we ran was, but I think we ended up converting a 3rd and 10 on the first part, which again I think I keep using it, but everybody kind of took a deep breath at that point, and then when we got down there in their territory, I think we ran the draw there on 1st and 10, had to finally take the timeout, and came into the timeout, and Trey Lennon, our receiver coach, said, "Hey, I think divide will be there." He goes, "But it's not on the call sheet." Like, well, we can call it in the huddle right now. We don't need it on the sheet. So, I kind of got Aiden and Tyler and Parker and said, "All right, we're going to run divide," which I'll give you a little breakdown of the play. Divide is the outside guy runs a post, the inside guy runs a corner route, and generally you're running the post to open up the corner route. But I had told Aiden, we're throwing the post. And what I did was we put D'Angelo as the inside receiver, and I told D'Angelo, get across the field so you can hold the backside. If there's a backside safety, you can hold him so that Parker only has to worry about the front side safety. Well, they came out with one safety. D'Angelo held him, which should have meant Parker was wide open, but the corner out there ran with and carried Parker. So I'm sure Aiden saw the safety go and thought it was going to be wide open, but the safety carried. And unbelievable throw and catch. The throw was right there where it had to be. And the catch, like I said earlier, my thought was, all right, good, we got the pass interference. And then I was like, oh, my God, he caught the ball. To be able to somehow cradle the ball into your chest with one arm while the other guy was holding his arm, at that moment, I mean, it was just pure elation.
And the yellow laundry was flying as well, because the first thing I remember was Robbie said, well, there's interference, and then all of a sudden we go crazy because it's a touchdown for sure. So whatever would have happened, obviously the latter with being the touchdown to win the game by 3 points, but there was going to be a callback or something if they wouldn't have, if the ball would have got caught. But thank goodness it was, and it was the 3-point win to do it. All right, Aiden, set it up for us. We heard it from the coach. What was the mindset of you, my friend, of the many, what is it, close to 1,100 1,100 yards so far in the playoffs alone. Everything else you've done in the regular season, close to 20-plus touchdowns and more. What a year you've had.
Are you asking about that specific play, or what?
I'm asking about the whole game in general.
I'm talking about the play.
Yeah, talk about the play. Go ahead, Aiden. Talk about the play, my man. Go Comets.
So on that play, I mean, Coach said about running the divide, and I knew everything, like I was supposed to throw the post. But, I mean, honestly, when I dropped back, I rolled out to the right because I was really going to throw Tyler the ball in the corner. That's really what I was going to throw. That's why I rolled out to the right.
So you didn't listen to me.
Yeah, that's what I was about to do. But then I seen Parker coming. I saw there was somebody back there. I think it was the dude who committed the PI. Someone was back there, but he was looking at me. So I was like, he's like, I'm rolling out to the right, and he's just staring at me. And he's not seeing Parker run right behind him. So I'm like, this is similar to the Southeast play last game where I threw the ball across my body over to Parker on it was same play pretty much. And so I rolled out to the right. I saw him looking at me. I threw it across. I was like, hey, I'm about to get hit, but I mean, Parker Ferguson down there somewhere. So yeah, I threw it up and I got tackled, so I didn't even really see the play. And then, like, everybody starts screaming. I'm like, oh, my God, he caught the ball. So I'm like, so I started jumping around. It was crazy, but, yeah.
Parker, how do you tell it in your eyes, my friend, your brain, your memory, how exciting it was?
So when we broke the huddle on the last drive, I looked up the sky. I said, God, if you want to give me one, this is it. And
how about that?
On the play, I see him rolling out. I'm looking back, and the ball comes in the air. I said, oh, that's coming to me. And then the corner kind of pulls my shoulder back, and I see the ball just coming down in a perfect spot. I said, there's no way in God's green earth I'm dropping this ball. And it dropped right in the bucket. I secured the catch, and the rest is history.
Man, just hearing the elation of the crowd when you knew you caught that football, what was that like, Parker? Because that was like a moment, wasn't it?
I was like, when I caught the ball, I was like, I got to do a celebration. But I was like, nah, I'm going straight to the crowd. So I went straight to the crowd, gave my parents a hug in the stands, watched the student shakes and celebrated. And, it was just a surreal moment for me. Tears started coming to my face. It was like, this is what we worked for all season.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not done yet. Obviously, Grimsley and Clayton, they'll go at it this Friday night. Pregame at 7 o'clock on CRN. Kickoff at 8 o'clock. And by the way, they have finally started posting on the TV side of things where the games will be. I'm understanding every game in its entirety, all of the 8 classifications will be on MyRDC 28 or the MyTV affiliates across the state of North Carolina. MyRDC 28 is the one that's in Raleigh. So obviously Clayton will play again against Grimsley. That game will be at 8 o'clock on MyRDC 28. I want to give a shout out also to Chris Hooks.
You can DVR it though. You don't DVR and watch it later.
You can be there live.
People will be at the game, so they can DVR and watch it.
Yeah,
later.
You better be there live in person. I hope we have to put out a fire code and say we can't let you come into Chapel Hill anymore because Clayton's taken over for sure, right? That would be awesome. But with that being said, Grimsley, I promise you, they're going to bring their team. They're going to bring their massive fans. We saw them last year, and it is going to be one awesome game. Aiden, I got to ask you, you started the drive to start the game with a touchdown. How fitting was it to be the man intercepting the football to put the final closing chapter of the game, if you will, on Thursday night?
I mean, it was very
Again, didn't listen to what I said, because what did I say in the huddle?
He said, bat it down. He said, bat it down.
Knock it
He
down.
said, bat it down. I asked Aiden on the bus. I was like, why didn't you bat down the ball? He said, man, I didn't care. I was picking that ball no matter what. I was like, all right.
Oh, well, the thing is, though, is you guys have had, it's been a phenomenal season, obviously, being able to watch what y'all have done, be able to have the privilege to be up in the press boxes, calling the games, being able to tell the story of what you guys have done every year on the field. And obviously, one game away from state, but last game of your high school football career, that's going to be something to definitely go out and have that in your head Friday night too, won't it, Aiden?
Yes, sir, for sure. For sure.
And now, Parker, where's Robbie Worrell at? Robbie could become a recruiter because he was selling you on the air Thursday night, man, and you definitely did not disappoint. You did your job, and I'm hoping that somewhere, some way, somehow, there's going to be a college that's going to be ringing your phone and saying, "Hey, Parker, we want you to come play college with us for sure."
No doubt that'll happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, Chad won't get me after the season, but right now I'm focused on Friday's game, getting this win for my team for the last time.
There you go. All right. Guys, show you love. Parker Ferguson, Aiden Smalls. We are going to take a break now. When we come back, Kim Winslow is going to be joining us at the table. Comets Football Live State Championship Preview. We're back in a moment.
I'm your overly competitive brother. I'm ready for a rematch. Game on.
I've been practicing.
What, the cello? You want me to lower the hoop?
Foul!
What are you going to tell me again?
Foul! Yeah, foul, bro.
Okay, take a free shot. Go ahead, knock
He's
yourself
about to get served.
Seriously?
Get Allstate. Save money and be protected from mayhem. Like me. Love you, Mom.
Wait till your father gets home.
Eastern Technical Design Incorporated provides design and drafting services for commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Services include architectural renderings, preliminary plan design, as well as final construction drawings. These drawings include all the necessary structural, building, plumbing, and mechanical electrical plans as required to produce and deliver a finished building and/or structure. This company is proudly owned by LFRL's Tracy Brown. Eastern Technical Design. Contact them today at 252-245-1599 or email them at easterntechnicaldesign@gmail.com. Commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Eastern Technical Design is the perfect plan for your building needs. Tar River Environmental, located in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, is a premier provider of professional logging and land clearing services, proudly serving communities across the Tar Heel state of North Carolina. Their services are vital for large-scale land development and forestry operations. By prioritizing responsible land management, Tar River Environmental helps clients achieve their land use goals while maintaining ecological integrity. Find more details on Tar River Environmental, located in Rocky Mount, on Google today.
Fractions of a second can be the difference between victory and defeat at the finish line. America's favorite bull ring is back in action for a summer of Friday night NASCAR Regional Series racing. Tickets are just $15 and available online in advance at WCSpeedway.com or at the gate starting at 6 on race nights. Wake County Speedway, 10 minutes south of downtown Raleigh. WCSpeedway.com.
Gonna be a good one, obviously. Friday night, UNC Kenan Stadium, the home of the Carolina Tar Heels. Even though they had a bad season in college football, they could turn it around. And you know, Braxton, I know you were at the game that we did last year, and here's something that I actually thought about. Coach, I want to get your thoughts on this as well when we toss it to our All-State Coach segment with Kim Winslow asking the coach questions. We're used to a turf field. Last year, it was a turf field at UNC for the game. It is now going to be real grass field, and they're going to be playing 3 games before we play Friday night. Coach, how do you prepare for that?
You just took away one of my questions.
I'm sorry. My bad.
I don't know that we'll do much different. We've had many times this year where we've gone from practicing on turf and playing on turf to playing on grass. So we're not totally too worried about it. Especially there, I mean, the grass at North Carolina is going to be a lot nicer than it is at Southeast Raleigh or any place like that. So I'm not really too worried about it. We have kind of told our kids to make sure they check their cleats because it is a little bit different. But for the most part, it's, I'm not too worried about it.
All right, Coach, what's on the menu tonight?
The wonderful wife of mine got me some shrimp tacos.
And I loved y'all's sides last Tuesday, by the way, or Wednesday. I love the collards and the
collards.
Yeah.
I left behind.
The collards and the broccoli and cheese. All right, Kim. Floor's yours. Obviously, you've done this a lot this year. Fresh in from the ATL as well for this one today.
Yeah, just getting back in town. Of course, I wouldn't miss this. This doesn't come around that often. You talked about the last drive and the connection between Aiden and Parker, and it wasn't just that last play. I mean, there was 3 key connections, some third down conversions of, there was 20 yards, 16 yards, and then obviously the big 33-yard touchdown. So huge connection between those two. But I don't think enough is being said about the pass that Aiden made, yes, he rolled out to the right. But when you look at it on replay, if you haven't seen it on video, the way he came across his body back to the left to the center of the field to go 33 yards, that's a great pass. And when you said that they hadn't respected him as a passer, that was a quarterback pass.
No question. It was a great play. It started with they brought a double A gap blitz with both their inside linebackers, and our guards and centers picked it up beautifully on that last play. And so, I mean, that started the whole thing right there, was being able to pick the blitz up. And, again, like we said, it was a great throw and catch. It wasn't terribly defended other than the PI part of it. There was somebody there, but he made a great throw, and Parker made a great catch.
But you talked about even with the other receivers. I mean, there was the toughness of the receivers.
Well, and I'll say this too. It's not always the receiver that catches the ball. I told D'Angelo Ruffin in the huddle to run the route such that he could hold the backside safety, and he did that. If he doesn't do that, that safety probably comes over and helps on the play. So it's not always the guy that catches the pass. It was a great route by D'Angelo to do what he was asked to do. He knew he probably wasn't getting the ball on there, but he knew he still had a role to play, and he did it, and that helped the play be what it was.
And all season long, we've seen that from the receivers, the blocking that they have done on plays. In fact, there's one I'll call out. I think it was in the third quarter. I think everybody in here was convinced there was a personal foul penalty on a late hit on Aiden out of bounds. And we were convinced, and all of a sudden they call holding on Parker Ferguson. I have watched that play over and over.
Oh, yeah.
I did not see holding on that call.
And what about fumbling the football?
Well, wait. Let's talk about this play first, because that was key. Granted, two plays later, they finally called a personal foul. But the toughness of the receivers, to me, that was not a holding goal.
I thought it should have been a late hit out of bounds as well. I was very surprised when I saw us get called for holding.
100%. And, Aiden was going against his former team. Obviously, that was a kind of a talking point of the week. There was a lot of emotion behind it. Everybody on that sideline saw it. He took a lot of extra hits. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of extracurricular activities, so there was a lot of emotion. How did you guys prepare to kind of keep those emotions in check, knowing that this was going to be a hyper-sensitive game?
Well, I think you just kind of show our guys that in the games where we have been able to control what we do physically and, more importantly, control what we do emotionally, when we do that, we're pretty good. And in the games where we haven't done that, where we haven't controlled what we do physically and we haven't controlled what we do emotionally, we've struggled. And, one of the things we tell the guys all the time is it's great to learn from mistakes when you do things wrong, but it's even better when you do things right. Learn why you did things right. Learn what led to that. We always say success leaves clues. And so let's learn from the games where we have been in control of what we do. Look how good we've been. So let's go do that. And I think we had that holding penalty and one other that I didn't necessarily agree with. And those are the only more than 5-yard penalties we had all night. We were extremely disciplined defensively. We had a couple of offsides, but other than that, we didn't have any penalties. So when we do that, when we don't help the other team out, we're really, really tough to beat. And the other night, I thought we were really disciplined. And like you said, in Aiden's case, it was kind of hard to be that way because it was completely obvious to anybody that watched the game that there was intent on their part.
100%, and good on Aiden and good on the teammates for keeping emotions in check when it came to that. Wesley mentioned the fumble, what we all thought was a fumble on the kickoff return. It certainly looked like it right in front of us. You talked about the perseverance of the team in that last 2-minute drive, but even in that drive, what looked like it should have been our ball. Then there was another penalty that led to it was the clock management. There was a 3rd and short that they stopped the clock. we all said the play clock is stopped. So then they stopped the play and then all of a sudden decided to measure and then gave them the first down. It was obviously short. There was just a lot of things on that drive that went against the team. They ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive. But then the perseverance of the team not to give up after that and to keep fighting.
Well, I mean, if we get the fumble there, we're
up by 10 at that point.
We're up by 10 at that point. There's 8 minutes to go, and we're on the 30-yard line. I'll let you draw your own conclusions from there.
100%.
I think that's.
No, I agree.
I think that's game
We
over.
thought that was the game over.
So,
And then game wasn't over, but the Comets kept fighting.
Parker Ferguson's probably glad we didn't end game over there. He got to have
The
some
limelight.
he got heroics at the end.
One of the things that Aiden said after the game, it was, yes, that was his former team. There's still a lot of love there for those guys. He didn't just leave. He wanted to play quarterback, and that was not going to happen at Colonel Gibbons. It ended up, worked out with his dad working in Johnston County, moved to Clayton. What was it that you saw in him? You had a great quarterback in Jonathan Montague. And what was it that you saw in Aiden that you knew this guy's a quarterback and a leader for this team?
I mean, wasn't until he got here that you saw that, and obviously from playing against him, I had seen his athletic ability, and I thought we could design an offense around that kind of an athlete. And one thing that is kind of funny is after Aiden moved here and enrolled, and him and his dad and I were talking. Remember, the last game we had that season was the Cardinal Gibbons game, where Aiden and his dad, they watched Jonathan Montague carry the ball 41 times that night. Carried the ball 41 times that night. So when Aiden enrolled, and first time I met with him and his dad, and I think they were both a little concerned that there might be a chance that Aiden might be carrying the ball 35, 40 times a night. And I assured them that was not what we were going to do, that was not going to how we were going to use Aiden, that, obviously we were going to use his running ability, and obviously we were going to, but we were not going to use him the way John did. Well, fast forward to this past Friday night, where Aiden carried the ball 33 times. And I think probably the most he's carried in a game all year is probably around 20, maybe. So I told him after the game, I promise you I'd never give you the ball 41 times in a game, and I didn't.
You didn't.
Just 33.
I think Aiden, given that game, I think Aiden was happy to have the ball in his hands at times.
If he hadn't thrown the touchdown pass to Parker, he'd have probably carried it 34, 35.
Yep. Well, and there was room for him to run. And that was the thing. Like, he could have run on that play, and he was looking downfield the whole time. You said the goal of this team was to play into December. We talk about it's technically a 10-game season. You've now played a season and a half, pretty much. But when did you know? It's one thing to say, our goal is to play in December. Our goal is to play for a national or state championship. At what point this season did you say, this team's got it? This team has the ability and the drive and the leadership to take us to a state championship.
I saw it at team camp. I mean, I saw at team camp that we were capable of this. I saw somebody said earlier about the speed and the athleticism. Well, a lot of it's in our secondary. A lot of it's on in our defense. Just sitting there at team camp. I had a couple of the coaches at Wingate. Tyler, my son, was there at camp all week, and they all said that, man, this is as fast a defense as we've seen. So I mean, I knew it at team camp. The frustrating part was I never felt like we were playing to our full potential until the last 3 quarters of the Garner game. That was the first time where I was like, that's what it can look like.
And you said that every week. We hadn't seen a full 4-quarter game yet.
And I would tell the guys every week, hey, can we play 4 quarters tonight? I would just like to see what it looks like. I'm like, I think it would look pretty good. But, we just could never, play 4 full quarters. And we put 3 of them together at Garner. And then certainly the next week we put 4 together and it looked really good that night. It looked really, really good that night. And that was probably the first time where I was like, okay, that we can do this. And I saw it in the team camp, but I would say, the night out here against Cleveland confirmed that, okay, this is a group that can play and win a state championship.
I know this team obviously everybody wants to go undefeated. Did have 2 losses during the season, but do you feel like what this team learned from those 2 losses helped them get to where they are?
Well, I think probably our season did change dramatically when we got back from Hoggard.
That was a long drive home.
Yeah. There were some changes that were made in a lot of areas after the Hoggard game, from a team personnel thing. Made a lot of changes within the coaching staff. That night, I think exposed some things that might have been kind of hidden under the surface and that we probably got away with in the first 2 games. But seeing what happened that night, I knew that we would not be able to get and reach our ultimate goal if we didn't make some changes. And our season changed over some Bojangles chicken in my living room the next Saturday, the day after, with me and Bennett Jones and Eddie Price.
Always chicken.
Yeah, just
gotta love chicken.
Kind of deciding that we were going to make some drastic changes with what we were doing defensively, especially.
So you talked about that was a long drive home, but how happy was that drive home on Thursday night, and then to see the reception of downtown, getting that police escort, and just the enthusiasm from the fans, the enthusiasm you've seen and heard from the community since then, and how many people. I'm sure you haven't had a chance to look a lot on social media, but there are a lot of alumni and people in the community and saying that they're going to be in Chapel Hill, they're going to be at Keenan. How important is it for the Comet community to show up at Keenan on Friday night?
Oh, it's obviously huge. We need the support, to give us the opportunity. But I would just tell you, just do it for yourself. Give yourself that moment of being able to watch, your school, your team, play in that championship game. How many other towns around can say that, their team is playing for a state championship? So, I would tell you, if you're, in this town, if you're an alumni, whatever it is, help us out, as a team. But more importantly, give yourself that experience to go be able to watch that. I mean, as fans, how often do we do that? I mean, I went and watched Maryland basketball in the Final Four, not because I knew anybody on the team, but that was my team, and I wanted to watch them, in the Final Four. That's your team. We are your team. We are part of this town. Go watch your team and give yourself that experience of watching your team play in a state championship game, which, man, this is hard to do. This is hard to get there, hard to do this. And, so I would tell everybody, do it. Obviously we need the help, but more importantly, just give yourself that experience of being able to watch that.
Absolutely. And just a note to Aiden, okay, go ahead and win on Friday, and then let's have a few more wins in Keenan coming up in the next couple of years. Yeah. But to close out, talking about the town and the support, there is a pep rally on Thursday night. Some of us are going to be calling the 8A championship game that night, but in Town Square, there is a pep rally for the town and the community to come out and send this team off, getting ready to go.
Yeah, and again, how special is that? How many other places will have a pep rally in the downtown of their town? And that's what I've always said. To me, that's what's so special about Clayton is the school is the name of the town. If Cardinal Gibbons had won, there wouldn't be no pep rally in downtown Raleigh on,
100%.
That's not happening. So I would imagine there's not a pep rally in Greensboro, where Grimsley's a school one of many schools in Greensboro. We are the school in the town of Clayton, and we share the same name. And I think that's so unique. And I think it's one of the best parts about playing here is the fact that we are Clayton and we represent the town of Clayton.
That's what makes it fantastic. And you see it at homecoming, like with the parade downtown. This is the town school. Come out and support this team. You know, there's a part of me that feels like football just started, but then there's a part that feels like, especially the last 5 or 6 weeks have been a long 5 or 6 weeks, week to week to week. But
Yeah,
thank you.
I'm good after Saturday. We don't need to play anymore.
Thank you to all the players, the coaches, the team, the fans. It has been a fantastic season, and
Yes.
we can't wait to go on Friday night.
And I'm trying to think, isn't the Clayton Parade Saturday too? This Saturday?
The Christmas parade.
The Christmas parade. The Christmas parade. So I mean that would be so cool to have the pep rally on Thursday, the game Friday, and then obviously a Christmas parade. And normally a lot of the school people attend that for the downtown on Main Street, Coach. And I know that's something you're looking forward to, because I know one of the things you wanted to do was go to the tree lighting event, and that didn't happen for you.
And talk
last
about the
Thursday.
crowd that showed up Thursday night.
Oh my gosh.
Facebook Live does no justice, does it?
I mean, we had the better crowd. I mean,
100%.
They did not have a home field advantage. Our crowd was tremendous. Our band, everybody. You know, did they even have a band? Like, they didn't have a band there.
I don't think they did.
So,
yeah.
There was no home field advantage whatsoever the other night. If there was, it was us.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. Let's go, Comets!
All right. There you go. Well, Coach, listen, we're gonna end it here. I want everybody to enjoy your foods and your beverages and your snacks and all that good stuff. And we want to say, before I go any further, thank you to Caroline Woodard. Let's give her a round of applause. Everybody at Vinson's, make some noise. For 3 years now, we've had the privilege to be able to set up shop here and do Comets Football Weekly. You know, I say this. Last week, we didn't have nobody here because we had to reschedule things around because of basketball. And then the following week, man, it's an absolutely packed house, and it has been a great crowd on many, many occasions. And we certainly do thank y'all so much for those that come out every week, for those that come out when you can, and the first time here tonight as well.
And I just want to say thank you to all the seniors on this team. You know, every game, especially in the playoffs, you never know when it's going to be your last game. This is going to be your last game. Enjoy every moment of it, celebrate it, and go out and win that championship.
What is it that Mark says? Yes, absolutely. What is it that Mark says? Go, you know, as long as you can go out there, give it all you got, play the best of your ability, and if you can wake up in the morning, right, what does he say? The sun will rise the next day. And if you can wake up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror and say, I did what I needed to do for town and team. Obviously, you've done the best that you absolutely can. That's all that matters. So it's going to be a fun one. Coach, your final thoughts, your final closing words. I will find a way to sit down and dissect all of these interviews and turn it into a Munster Coach's Corner before the state championship game on Friday night. So
I am extremely excited. You know, I think that it's very gratifying as a coach to see these guys achieve the goal that we had. Like I said, it was first team meeting of the year. We said this is what we wanted to do, and we've been able to do it. But more than anything, I'm excited though they've given themselves this opportunity, and they're getting to enjoy this week, and they're going to really enjoy, you know, Friday night. And can't thank everybody enough that has been so gracious and doing what they can to help these guys have an unbelievable experience this week. And just can't wait. And I don't know. I feel like I've said enough. Much more I can say.
Get you some shrimp tacos, man.
Well, now looking really forward to seeing everybody there in Kenan Stadium. I think it's going to be it'll be a great celebration for our town to be able to take over that stadium on Friday night.
All right. And listen, Kim mentioned it. I'll mention it again. I had already had a script lined up. State Championship Pep Rally will be at Clayton Town Square on Thursday, December 11th. That will begin at 6:30. Don't forget, again, please, to wear your Comet blue and be loud and proud. Parking will be very limited, so they suggest that you park at Clayton High School and walk up Town Square. Again, that is the state championship pep rally as the Clayton Comets, how do I say this? Greater Neuse River 7A champions, the Eastern Regional champions. Get ready for the state championship on Friday night, Keaton Stadium at UNC. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. Say you love that coach. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that was here. Robbie Morrell, Blake Robertson, Braxton Cutchin, Kim Winslow, and the players. Aiden Smalls, Parker Ferguson. Enjoy the rest of your couple of nights until Friday Night Lights for a state title. As always, from Vinson's, go Comets!
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Good morning, guys. I just want to warn you, traffic is tough out there.
We are here for you to tell you how to keep safe,
Everybody who is listening needs to take cover as soon as they can.
to provide the music, talk, and sports you love, and to deliver the news that matters to you. We are the voices you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress you depend on your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing. I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach. In a few years, I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
The following is an exclusive broadcast presentation of the Community Radio Network. We are CRN. More details at wearecrn.com. Since 2018, CRN, proud to be the voice of the Clayton Comets. The following is an exclusive broadcast presentation of the Community Radio Network. We are CRN. Like, follow, and share the Community Radio Network via social media, Facebook at CRN, Community Radio Network. Also check us out on X, Instagram, and TikTok at CRN Sports. As always, remember to listen to the games live on your radio dial at 87.9 FM and anywhere worldwide, always at wearecrn.com. This is CRN, the Community Radio Network.